But instead of killing each other, they throw down their swords and shields and they hug.
What's next? What's the bold predictions for this show? Like, where are we going?
Well, I think so.
Someone will
Obviously,
die.
the show ends with big Tully, Baratheon, and Stark implications, right? So you would think that the next season is going to involve a lot of like allies and then allies backstabbing, like flip flopping, like changing sides and whatnot.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Yeah, flip. Yeah, real quick. The Targaryens and the Valerians are the only ones with dragons. Is that correct?
Yeah, that I'm
Yes.
aware of.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I was just
Bob
curious
can't
about
go
that.
get a dragon.
So like Bob Stark can't have a dragon.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you would think it's gonna be a lot of like the ally stuff coming, and then big dragon battles and death and more probably incest stuff. So yeah,
That's your
my-
bold
those-
prediction?
Oh, are we doing actual bold?
Yeah,
predictions?
you gotta sell me here. Like I said, the final thing to decide if I'm gonna change my mind is like I need to hear excite me, tickle my
Tickle my pickle.
Tickle your. I don't want to tickle your pickle. I don't want to. All right, I gotta think if someone else has a bold prediction.
What's yours, bold predictions, Rav?
for next season.
Yeah, what do you have? What do you want to see? What would
This
make it
is
good
what
for
I
you?
want to see. Okay, and I'm gonna get very, very specific because if these things don't happen, then automatically season 2, I'm just gonna say no. The first episode, they need to change the formula. The first episode needs to start with just goddamn bloodshed, like dragons and fireballs flying everywhere, people being blown up, structures exploding. Just not like an hour. Like you remember the Battle of the Bastards battle?
You want that in episode 1?
In episode 1, but dragons everywhere and shit. And that's number 1.
And shit.
And shit. I mean, imagine you're on the battlefield. Would you not be shitting yourself?
I would
Yeah.
run.
I
I
believe.
would literally
I
not
would.
be there.
Yeah, I probably.
So that's number 1. Number 2 that needs to happen. We need to. I need. This is gonna sound strange, but I need to see the White Walkers. They need to
What?
do something with White Walkers, and the whole reason is because and this is also why I'm still butthurt. The whole reason, like, I found Game of Thrones interesting in the first place, I don't give a fuck about the whole battle for the throne and all that crap. It was the White Walkers. Like, that thing with them, the mystery behind it was so interesting
You
to
need a
me.
mystery box.
Yeah, I need mystery box. And I think it has to come in the form of the White Walkers because then, to me, it's a way to kind of redeem what happened with the ending of Game of Thrones because at least I'll get something behind it. And maybe that's even a way for me to maybe one day in the future rewatch Game of Thrones. So those are like the 2 main things that need to happen. Otherwise, it's an
So was that what was missing for you from House of the Dragon?
Yeah,
Like
there's no
now
mystery.
unpacking it, there's no mystery to it.
There's no mystery.
You like
to it.
fantasy with mystery. That's why you
Yeah.
liked Rings of Power.
Yeah,
That's why you kind of
exactly.
like Lord of the Rings a little bit. There's mystery elements.
Yeah,
to it.
there's something to kind of like keep you going. This season's very much, they're bad, that's bad. The, yapping everywhere. Like there's just no like, there's nothing hidden or whatever, like the mystery and everything.
like the cat.
there's no cat.
For our audio listeners, Megatron the cat just jumped onto Ravi's lap. He nestled with the microphone for a second. Now he's just looking around. He's looking right at me. I'm scared.
Yeah, it's
looked
like he owns
looked
the
right into
place.
the camera. Oh man.
Do you have a bold prediction?
I don't.
What the fuck? Okay.
Well, it's a little tricky. I read ahead a little bit. I know some
Oh.
things that are going to happen. So I'm trying to like not spoil anything, but maybe think creatively with like what the show is going to do.
Yeah.
And okay, so here's my bold prediction. I think they'll continue to play in this greens versus the blacks format.
Okay.
And Ryan Condal, the showrunner, already came out and said there are no time jumps in the second season, right?
Oh wow, it's just a
So
straight.
It's,
Wow.
gonna be, it's just going to be linear. There's no time jumps. There's no actor changes. It is just all one thing. And I think they're going to play off this idea of what they did with the last 2 episodes, where you're going to have episodes that are from the perspective of the Greens and episodes that are from the perspectives of the Blacks. And I think that will frustrate a lot of viewers because it's like you're getting 2 weeks for like one story or one.
So it'll
type
be
of
even
content.
slower.
It might be slower.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Especially with no time jumps, I think
Ugh.
there will be like a pacing complaint.
Yeah.
My bold prediction. So I have not read ahead, so I don't know really anything that's coming except for one thing. So what I'm about to say is probably very wrong, and like whoever's read the book can already shoot it down. It doesn't matter. Here's the bold prediction. I think Aegon, the new king, kills Aemond in season 2. So I think right now it's sort of presented as Aemond seems like the more headstrong, or at least until the very last part of the season. Like he was all about doing his duty and wanting a dragon, being very Targaryen of him. And Aegon was the drinker, didn't want any responsibility, didn't want the throne at all. So I can see a scenario where season 2, sort of Aegon gets more and more wrapped up in his role, and eventually it comes to a head where he sees Aemond as a true threat and kills him. And then that happens in the finale, and that solidifies Aegon's hold, like him accepting his role as the king, as a ruthless tyrant.
I think there will be more deviations from the book.
Yeah.
Because they've already shown that, and I think there's going to be like even more major ones that like book readers will be kind of shocked by, because Michael probably knows this better than I do, but I believe the story, like the book is like a retelling from like a couple characters' points
It's
of
written by
views.
a maester.
Right, exactly. So which is all just like, he said this is what I saw type of stuff, right? So like when you have that type of history and it's written that way,
You can change it.
there's things that can be interpreted differently. There are things that probably actually happened that could be different. They're very much presenting this as like, this is what happened, right? There's no like,
And there's
this is from the perspective of this character necessarily.
and that's a big deal in the Song of Ice and Fire books,
Right.
is that they didn't show in the show, is that Ned will often remember when he was John's age, and you'll hear the legend in like an early book, and then somebody will remember the actual event,
Right.
and it's very different from the
Yeah.
legend, but it gets to the same point. And one of my favorite parts of the books is how George likes to juxtapose the legend with the reality.
Right.
So we're watching legend happen, and we're seeing what it might look like in the future by seeing old legends told.
Right.
So yeah, I think this is where that fits in really well with that.
And I think it'd be fascinating to see, and I think like that makes it rewarding for like book readers who know what's coming as well. So one last piece for the bold prediction. This is more of a request from me. I would like to see an episode centered around Eric and Eric, and just their daily lives of like the differences, and then they come and they fight, but instead of killing each other, they throw down their swords and shields and they hug and they walk away from it all.
Yeah, because there's one on each side, right?
Yeah, and they're twins. And
Are there actually 2 actors, or is it one actor?
I have no
that-
idea.
It's 2.
Is
I saw a set photo. It's 2. The actors are brothers, or I assume twins.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if not, then that one actor just scored like the lifetime deal. Like, they'll be in every single episode. Like, dang.
Also, the effects for that, incredible.